Hello, and thank you for exploring Lakehead International's videos. My name is Jordan, and I am the International New and Social Media Officer. I'm also the host of the Lakehead International Live series, a fun and informative way for you to connect with current international students, professors, and ask questions about admissions and everything Lakehead. You are about to watch a recording from one of our previous live sessions. If any questions arise throughout the video, please do not hesitate to comment below. If you would like to check out some of our upcoming live sessions, please head over to our website at lakeheadu.ca/international-live. Let's begin. We're going to dive into academics at Lakehead now. So chatting about academics at Lakehead, I'd be remiss not to actually first talk about our 10 academic faculties. And so I won't list them on the screen since you can read them certainly. But of course, today we're going to dive into the Faculty of Engineering to begin. And with that being said, I'm going to pass it over to Heather to chat about the engineering on a broad scale, but also our recognition with Engineers Canada.
Our Faculty of Engineering offers undergraduate programs, so Bachelor of Engineering degrees in chemical engineering, civil engineering, electrical engineering, mechanical engineering, and software engineering. All of our Bachelor of Engineering degree programs are accredited by the Canadian Engineering Accreditation Board, which is a very notable accreditation. That means graduating from our programs provides all of the academic background students need for professional registration in Canada. We also have graduate programs, and Dr. Mohamed Al-Hassan can perhaps chat about those.
Awesome. Before we dive into the actual programs, I also want to mention, I know that we were recently ranked in the top third of engineering schools globally. And so Heather, I'll let you note or touch on that a bit further. And then I know we are also ranked #1 in Canada. So I'll let you build on some of our really proud achievements within the Faculty of Engineering here at Lakehead.
Well, this is a ranking that it's just come recently and we're very, very proud of. The design of our programs is unique in Canada, and so our students are well prepared for an engineering career and becoming professional engineers. As you'll see in the next few slides, at our Thunder Bay campus programs, we offer technology diplomas and a degree in 4 years, and so that's a design that's well respected in the in engineering industries and by employers. And the Thunder Bay campus students earn engineering technology diplomas at the end of second year and the degree at the end of fourth year. Okay. And then we also have graduate programs. I think maybe we're going to discuss them a little bit later, but I can continue with the undergrad for the time being. The undergrad programs and Thunder Bay also offer, co-op, so it's an optional co-op. Students can do a co-op term in the summer between second and third year, but a 16-month co-op internship year between years 3 and 4. So that enables you to get very strong work experience that will help with your employment after you graduate. And then we actually have a new option for the programs in Thunder Bay, and that's to incorporate a Master's of Business Administration with your Bachelor of Engineering degree. So in the final year of your BEng program, year 4, you would start integrating the MBA courses. So with a summer and 1 extra year, you graduate with an undergraduate degree, and so Bachelor of Engineering degree in your discipline, and then also a graduate degree in MBA. So because of our history at Lakehead, we're very experienced at these integrated programs. If you attend a session later, you'll see we also have a program offered in Barrie on the Georgian College campus. That program offers a Bachelor of Engineering degree in Electrical Engineering, the degrees from Lakehead University, along with an advanced diploma in technology, Electrical Engineering Technology from Georgian College. And both those credentials are earned at the end of the 4-year program. And there's co-op available there as well.
Awesome. Before we dive into graduate programs, I wanted to hang tight on undergraduate and highlight some of the things that I know oftentimes students come back to us and let us know why our programs helped get them to where they are today. And I know we already talked about the diploma plus degree. And so after the second year of your undergraduate degree program at Lakehead University on the Thunder Bay campus, like Heather mentioned, you will get actually a diploma that then you can use to work in your field of study or gain part-time employment, summer employment, whatever it might be. And then you actually will be able to use that experience over the second, third, fourth year to hopefully secure that full-time employment. Oftentimes you've seen students that are working throughout their degree be offered a full-time job with that same company they may have stuck through with. In other cases, it just gives them a level up when they're giving or entering that career field. Another thing to note is when we introduced the MBA option, it was actually because we were addressing a need or a commonality that we saw. And so where engineers took their 4-year undergrad and then immediately following did an MBA because they wanted to take their technical skills within the engineering degree and apply it with a business degree so that they could potentially open their own firm, run their own business on the side, whatever it might be. And so that's why we developed it. So to expand on that slightly further, it actually means that in your 4th year of your engineering degree, you start to integrate some MBA courses. So your final 2 years, year 4 and 5, are actually simultaneously integrated. So you're concurrently learning business and engineering. I've heard from some people, it actually is a bit of a relief to not have a full final years of full of engineering courses, but actually to integrate some of those business courses where they get to use their analytical thinking a different way. And so it's not all engineering in that final year. Not to say that's a bad thing per se, but for someone who's passionate about business, who's looking to get that MBA, it's definitely a great opportunity to be able to do those concurrently.
And
Heather, did you have anything to add?
Yeah, I was going to say integrating the MBA with the BEng program means that a student can earn the MBA in less time than if they finished the Bachelor of Engineering degree program first and then entered the MBA program because of the integration.
Awesome. And on that note, we'll dive into the next stage, which is graduate programs. And so for some students, maybe their intentions are going to be complete an undergrad at Lakehead and then continue on into our graduate programs. In other cases, students might move directly into graduate programs. They already have that undergrad experience from an institution within Canada or around the world. And so I will pass over to Dr. Mohammed Al-Seen to touch on our master's programs and our doctoral programs.
Thank you, Bob. So for the graduate program, we have a comprehensive graduate program. As a matter of fact, we do currently offer 5 master degrees. We have master in chemical engineering, master in civil engineering, master in electrical and computer engineering. And this one is for students who are graduating from electrical engineering or from software engineering. So they both have the opportunity to enroll into the Master of Electrical and Computer Engineering. We have a Master of Environmental Engineering. And the typical audience for the environmental engineering are the students who graduate from civil engineering and chemical engineering. And then you have a Master in Mechanical Engineering. So those are 5 programs. And we do have right now 2 doctoral programs. We have a Doctor of Philosophy in Civil Engineering, a Doctor of Philosophy in Electrical and Computer Engineering. And again, the PhD in Electrical and Computer Engineering is for students who graduated from Electrical Engineering or from Software Engineering. So as you see, I mean, this is quite comprehensive. So if you are interested to continue your graduate study after you earn your Bachelor of Engineering, there is plenty of opportunities to do that right in our campus as well.
Awesome. Thank you for touching on that. And for anyone who may be interested in exploring more about the admission requirements into these programs, of course, you can head over to our website, lakeheadu.ca/international. And all of our admission requirements are listed online so that you can better understand what you'll need to complete at your current institution, whether that's a high school diploma, and then you're moving into one of our undergrads, or if you're currently in your undergrad, hoping to move into one of our master's or doctoral programs, depending on what level you are at your home university or college. And so with that being said, once again, you can find those admission requirements online, and we're always happy to work with you. So our admission and recruitment team, who's based all around the world, knows quite a bit about this. And so they're always happy to assist you as well to explore further. So next I'm going to pass over to Patrick, who's going to chat about the cooperative advantage with Lakehead University.
Yeah, thanks, Jordan. Co-operative advantage, or co-op as we call it, and I think Heather alluded to this, is a work placement term that you'll do during your degree. A variety of programs at Lakehead University offer co-op, including our engineering programs. Engineering co-ops can be anywhere from 4 months to 16 work months. So that's anywhere from 1 term to 4 terms. And the average salary is between $20 to $25 per hour. Lakehead works with over 100 national and international partners. I think some of them will be showed to you on the next slide.
Yes, we certainly have quite an impressive list of partners. Patrick, I'll pass back to you to maybe touch on some of them if you would like.
For sure. So these are just some of maybe the more internationally well-known partners. Obviously, IBM, a large computer manufacturer, HSBC, RBC are banks. Bell is a large telecom provider here in Canada. And then you have, I'm sure everyone tuning in today has probably heard of Amazon, a big part of many people's daily lives. But we also work with a local company, the Thunder Bay Regional Health Sciences Center, which is our hospital here, and it's actually located just across the street from Lakehead University. So these are just some of the partners we work with, kind of maybe some of the larger companies, but like I said, over 140 different partners nationally and internationally.
Of course, and if we aren't already partnered with a company that's offering a co-op term, but you're really passionate about it, of course, our engineering team will work with you to better understand what that co-op offers and make sure that it will satisfy the requirements in terms of your academic degree and getting that approval for it. So with that being said, we're going to dive into other unique learning opportunities. Of course, co-op is just one of those unique learning opportunities, but built into almost each discipline within the Faculty of Engineering, we have some really cool things that you could participate in, which is included in that, pardon me, is the Formula SAE Race Car. I can certainly expand on this a bit further, and then I'll pass it over to our panelists from the Faculty of Engineering to see if they would like to add on to it as well. And so the Formula SAE Car is actually a part of Lakehead's mechanical engineering program, which offers the combination of applied technology experience along with advanced knowledge in engineering design, accumulating, in senior degree projects in diverse areas, such as the Formula SAE race cars, human-powered vehicles, as well as remote-controlled drones, airplanes, concussion testing equipment for sports applications such as hockey. So this is just one example. Heather, maybe I'll pass it over to you to speak about the Formula SAE racing car, but also you can certainly expand on other senior degree projects that our students get involved in.
Thank you, Jordan. Yeah, this is an example of one of the final year degree projects. So many teams of mechanical engineering students would contribute to the car, components of the car for their degree project. And then in addition to satisfying all their degree project requirements, they'll take the car to competition. So we've had great success at the Michigan International Speedway in the Formula SAE competition. In fact, the first year that the team entered, they won Rookie of the Year. It was quite a remarkable accomplishment. And this is a completely student-driven project. They raise all the money, they do the design, they build the car, and they go to competition. So degree projects are a component of all of our Bachelor of Engineering degree programs. In the final year, students work as teams under the supervision of an engineering faculty member, and they produce just the most remarkable degree projects you can imagine. It's a delight each year to see just a sample of the degree projects. We see one of the very significant accomplishments is the civil engineering student steel bridge team. And Dr. Mohammed El Hassan, who's from civil engineering, is being involved with this project for many years. We have over 2 decades of success with our student steel bridge competition teams.
Awesome. Well, thank you for noting that. And also something to mention is the fact that many of our senior engineering students and senior students across the university actually participate on a regular basis in something we call Research and Innovation Week here at Lakehead. And so every year we host at least a week-long, if not a multi-week-long event where we're always showcasing current research that our faculty and staff is participating, but more importantly, what our students are participating in. And so I've been lucky enough to walk around campus in my own undergrad. I participated in Research and Innovation Week through my human resources courses, but then walking around and seeing some of the engineering work and having the students actually explain it to me so that I could go with my business knowledge and may not get all the terminology being used, but they actually walk you through it and you can just see the passion when they're explaining their project and how many hours they've committed to that as their final senior project. Another thing we wanted to chat, oh, sorry, go ahead, Heather.
I was just going to say, in the final year, this degree project is worth the weight of a full course. The students devote the amount of time you'd spend in a full course and much, much more probably into their degree projects, because they choose the degree project in that's an area of interest. So there's, lots of choice, and it allows the student to take all of the educational background they've received they've learned in their program and apply it to some project that they're really, really interested in. And of course, the Thunder Bay campus, because we have a technology diploma and a degree, students also engage in a technology project in second year of their programs. So I'll let you go ahead.
Awesome. Thank you. So next I'll chat a bit about the Robotics Lab, which is a part of our electrical engineering department within the broader Faculty of Engineering. So our unique program offers a combination of hands-on experience as well as a strong theoretical foundation for complex engineering design. Specialized study awaits you in areas such as power systems, power electronics, embedded systems, fuzzy controls, wireless communications, and fiber optics. This is just one lab, of course, that you may be using in your undergrad or your grad, whatever it might be. And of course, you'll be guided through this experience. And so you won't be set free range per se in the lab. You'll have, whether it'll be a lab tech, whether it will be your professor or a graduate student who's doing a GA, they'll be helping you with this experience to get you started at least. And then your projects, your coursework will be, it will be integrated into these spaces. Another thing to talk about is the LU Fire Testing and Research Laboratory. So this is like what we like to call the structures lab for civil engineering. So this is actually a state-of-the-art fire testing and research laboratory at Lakehead University's Thunder Bay campus. The fire safety engineering is the application of scientific and engineering principles that are developed based on well understanding of the effects of fire and how to protect people, property, and the environment. A very crucial assessment method for fire safety is fire resistance testing, which can be carried out only in a highly equipped fire testing laboratory such as this. So the photo that you're seeing is actually inside the kiln where the flame is and where the structure and beams are being tested. And so building fire safety is also an important and fast developing sector of fire safety engineering. As the design and construction of buildings continues to develop along with the production of new and innovative materials, careful application of fire safety principles becomes more crucial, of course. As you can imagine, as we build bigger buildings, taller buildings, we need to make sure that they're more resilient than ever, and they're also safe for the people that inhabit them, use them on a regular basis, and they're also they're good for the environment too. And so most importantly, conducting these applicable fire resistant testing on new construction materials and industrial products to ensure its compliance to local, provincial, and or national and international building codes is of high demand. So I'll explain this photo a bit further. I was actually here at the photo shoot here for this photo. And so the beam at the very top where you see sort of the rivets in the metal plate, that is the beam that will be tested. And so essentially it'll be heated in the kiln to an extremely high temperature to then test at what point will there start to be, I'll say breakage. It's probably not the right terminology. I'll be very upfront with you, but it allows our civil engineering team to then ensure that whatever material is being used in that future construction, once again, is a compliance to the code being used within that region of wherever the building might be. Heather, do you have anything to add to this slide or? Oh, it looks like you're muted, sorry.
Because this is in the area of civil engineering, I think Dr. Mohammed Al-Hassan is probably the best person to add some comments.
Fair enough, I'll pass it over to him.
Thank you. So on the top of what Jordan said, and he described the lab very well in good details. I think one thing to add, this is the only lab in Canada in a university. In Canada, there's only two. I mean, we are very proud of this lab. In Canada, there's only two of similar lab. One of them is owned by the National Research Council of Canada, and the other one is owned by Lakehead University. So we are very proud of this facility, and it's already producing some very interesting results, testing some very innovative materials and different way of structures to ensure that those structures are going to sustain their structure integrity even at temperatures 1300 degrees and above. So it is one of our very active research hub. And if you join our program, you have an opportunity to work on this one, for example, in your final year degree project and in the graduate studies if you decided to stay on for a graduate studies as well.
Awesome, good to know. That's very interesting to hear that there's only two research facilities like this type in Canada, and we're proud to call one of them, one of them is calling Lakehead home. So that's really amazing to hear. Another research facility that we want to chat about is the Green Processes Research Center. So this is essentially within the Department of Chemical Engineering. However, I know that many other departments at Lakehead University, many other professors are regularly involved in the research that goes on here. And so this is the hub for local and international researchers working on cutting edge green technologies that will develop new products with the aim of transforming Canadian industries to adopt new sustainable processes with green products that will protect the environment, of course. I know that recently one of our engineering profs was just released some new research that surrounds green and sustainable energy sources with nuclear fusion. I don't recall whether or not it's in this Green Processes Research Lab, but I'll pass it over to our Faculty of Engineering to see if they have anything to add about this. If not, I'll move on to the final one, and that's Engineering Makerspace. So this is a unique learning opportunity for our students in terms of any year or at any point in their degree, if they're looking to do a little extracurricular work or explore their passions a bit further. This is the Engineering Makerspace, which is unofficially called the Wolf Labs by students. It opened earlier in the fall, a few years back, as the first invent, build, and play space for engineering students at Lakehead University. The Makerspace features much of the equipment students need to bring their ideas to reality by building prototypes of their inventions, including 3 3D printers, a Sense 3D scanner, a laser cutter, as well as hands-on tools, testing instruments, and other parts and related equipment. And so you can see a few students here who are actually prototyping some models and using the 3D printer. That's just one example, of course, where students are often exploring their own passions. And so whether it's a personal passion project that you're looking to develop a prototype or explore further, or potentially working to develop something for a research project in your class or an assignment within one of your classes, this is funded by ESS, which is the Engineering Student Society. Heather, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe that students from the entire faculty can access this, but it's also managed by ESS, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, the Engineering Makerspace is a completely student initiative. They've developed the space with 3D printers, laser cutters. They manage and operate the entire space. They run training sessions for any engineering student who is interested in using the facility. There's lots of tools in addition to all of the more sophisticated equipment. And if you come with any engineering student who comes with either a project, something related to a course, or a personal project, can use the space. It's pretty remarkable. Students have taken care of this on their own for several years. It's an impressive accomplishment. And the students who use the space always they look like they're having always lots of fun. So.
Definitely, yes, I can attest to that. I've been there for many photo shoots, and we may bring people in for the photo shoots, but then we also see people that are already using the space and just enjoying their time. I mean, the fact that it is that invent, build, and play space, removes the barriers for someone thinking that, you know, they're going into an environment that is so formally structured that they have to follow the exact same procedures. Of course, you have to be trained on the equipment and you do have to know how to use it and those procedures. But then in terms of what you might be using it for, so what you're building, the opportunities are nearly endless, in my opinion. But is there anything else that you wanted to add about this, Heather?
No, just that students don't need to have any background coming into the space. They can go meet the students who are taking care of it and learn to use any of the equipment that they might be interested in. Or they can go with a project and ask if anything in the engineering makerspace could help. And so you don't need to know anything coming in, which is kind of amazing. You can learn everything from the students who are already taking care of the space. So.
Awesome, thank you. So next we're going to chat about some of our success stories. And so this photo is actually from Lakehead University's Steel Bridge team. And so this is when our Steel Bridge team placed first overall in a regional competition. But over the past many years, we've consistently been ranked in the top 5 at national competitions as well. And since we have, El-Taib, I'll pass it over to you to see if you want to expand on some of our other proud accomplishments within these Steel Bridge teams.
Yes, thank you, Gordon. So the Steel Bridge team is one of our always very happy achievements. The competition is organized by universities in Canada and in the US, primarily in the US, but some few universities in Canada, and we've been participating in the Steel Bridge for more than 20 years. The way it worked is North America is divided into regions, and you have to win the regional one, or to come first or second in the regional, and then you have a chance to go to the national. Out of 18 years in the regional, we won the region 17 times. So we make it to the national 17 out of 18 times. And this particular group in 2011 won the national. And when we won the national, we were first in all of North America's universities. And at that year, I remember MIT was number 5. And we were the first Canadian university to win the national. So that was a very, very big achievement. And we are so proud of that. We still compete in the bridge team. We after there was a 2 years pause, but we are going back this year. And I believe that tradition is going to continue. I believe we are going to win the regional, and then we are going to go to the national, as we did 17 out of 18 times.
Awesome, that's very impressive to say the least. And just to clarify, so for students that may be interested in potentially participating in this when it comes to their time, is this opportunity led by faculty or professors and then hand selected, or is it, what is the process to getting on the team essentially?
Very good. So the team they do it as a final year degree project. So the students who are interested to do this, by the end of year 3, they will decide, okay, we want to be in the bridge team. They will contact the professor, and then they will have like a preliminary plan about how they are going to do this one next year. And the way it works, then by the time they get to 4th year, the team will be formed, and then they are going to work on the different element of the project. So they will start with the design, the numerical modeling in the computer, and then the manufacturing of the bridge, assembling it, testing it in the lab to confirm that is the theoretical finding coincide with the real one. And then they go to the regional. The regional typically held in the end of March. And then sometime in May, typically the 3rd week of May, they go to the national. And it is funded by the university, and the students also have they do some fundraising, plus some of the industries that in the region are very, very happy to participate in that endeavor. So it is always very good team. They are always very happy, and they do the entire work themselves. So it is a very good opportunity for somebody who wants to become a bridge engineer after graduating from our civil engineering department.
Awesome. I don't doubt that some of the local companies want to have their name with Lakehead as we go into regionals and nationals, seeing that we place so highly typically. So I'm not surprised, to say the least. Another success story we have is the Canadian Engineering Competition winner. So a team of Lakehead engineering students actually placed first in senior design category at the Canadian Engineering Competition, which was held in Toronto. The Lakehead team designed and built a prototype of a remotely operated fire truck, which could race to a flaming building and accurately launch water bombs at multiple locations. And so this group of students actually came from multiple different disciplines within Faculty of Engineering, which was really amazing to see them come together and use their diversity of backgrounds to build this prototype and then place first in that senior design category. Heather, did you have anything to add? I know that you've been with Faculty of Engineering, and I know that you know these students quite well too.
Yeah, this is just a remarkable accomplishment. In order to qualify for the senior design competition, you have to be in 3rd or 4th year. And so these students, it's a collection of software and mechanical engineering students, actually won this competition as 3rd year students, which is pretty remarkable. So they were at the point of their program where they'd earned engineering technology diplomas and were just beginning 3rd year. So they started with the Lakehead Engineering Competition, which is sponsored by their Engineering Student Society, and then went on to the Ontario Engineering Competition. And in the competition, in the Ontario competition, they're given a problem pretty late in the evening and some materials. They don't know the problem in advance. They work through the night, then they have to stop building. They have some time, I think about an hour to develop a presentation. And then the next day they show their design and their presentation. And they were only one of 2 Ontario universities that actually had a working design. So they went on to the Canadian Engineering Competition. I believe the competition was held during the day, but the same, they were given a new problem. They don't know anything in advance, and they won the competition. So it's just a remarkable accomplishment for students who are just in 3rd year of our BEng programs to be best in the senior design category. So that's what engineering is about, is design in the entire country. So we're incredibly proud of these students who, of course, are all our alumni now.
Yes, of course. I know these are actually students that were my age too. And so I worked with one of them for sure. And I actually went to high school with another. So it's great to see those accomplishments and where they've gone and now where they continue to go with their Lakehead degree. So another thing we wanted to dive into as we sort of come to the end of today's presentation, we're not done yet. So don't worry, don't head out yet. But we've talked about sort of our undergraduate and our graduate degrees. We've talked about unique learning opportunities. We've talked about the faculty as a whole and what we can offer you. End goal, though, for many people, of course, is that career outlook. And so this by no means is not an exhaustive list. And so although we have quite a few jobs listed here, I still think that the opportunities are endless in terms of the engineering field, and jobs that you may be participating in or working in at the end of your degree could not even exist right now. So that's another really exciting prospect. So I won't touch on any of them specifically. Of course, you can read them on your end. Heather or LT, do you have anything to add to the careers or in general where we see our graduates typically going?
We do have an engineering only career fair. We expect that it'll resume again. Employers come to Lakehead in the early fall from across Canada and international companies as well, because Lakehead engineering grads are in high demand. That technology and diploma degree combination is something that employers like. Our degrees are broad-based, so a degree in, for example, civil engineering or mechanical engineering will prepare a graduate for all the main areas in the discipline. And I'll let Eltayeb comment.
Yes, so as Heather mentioned, our student graduated with like a broad knowledge for whatever field they choose. And the fact that is they graduated after 2 years with a technology diploma. So they get first an exposure as a technologist. And then later on in year 3 and 4, they get another higher dose of exposure as an engineer. This is very unique. And we are the only program in Canada that do that. So in 4 years, you are going to earn 2 degrees, one as a technologist and one as an engineer. And whenever, if you think about it, whenever you got double exposure for anything, you understand it better, you apply it better, you have a better grasp of what you can do with it. And for that reason, our students receive offer before even they finish their degree. We have a very, very high success rate in terms of obtaining jobs and succeeding in those jobs after they earn them. And that is, it is not an accident. This has been because of the uniqueness of our program. As I mentioned, we are the only program in Canada that do that, and we are very happy to continue doing that.
If you look at the program outline for any of the programs offered at the Thunder Bay campus, you'll notice that we don't start our programs with a general preparatory year. You go directly into your engineering program. So you'll take civil engineering courses directly in year one if you're in civil, electrical engineering courses directly in year one. So when you're admitted to our BEng programs, you're admitted directly to the program, not to a qualifying year or a preparatory year. You come directly into year one of our programs, which is actually also fairly unique. Rather than doing a general preparatory year, you're going to start studying in year one the kind of courses that you're hoping that you'll be using for your engineering career.
Awesome. And I would imagine that built into that first year, there are certainly foundational engineering courses, but like you said, being able to expand and really just dive right into your passion of your major, your discipline in that year one will help you in the long-term goal of being an expert in that field.
The only common courses in year one would be everyone would take the same, say, first year calculus course, for example. But aside from that, the courses in year one are specific to your discipline. So it makes it a very interesting start to university. And your high school background is all you need as preparation for our programs.
Awesome. So now that we've chatted about some of those career opportunities, let's dive into some of our outstanding alumni. So the first person I'll chat about is Miriam. Miriam is from the UAE, United Arab Emirates. She did her bachelor's degree of engineering and mechanical specifically. So she is actually a peaceful nuclear engineer program, mechanical engineering. She's also an official member of the UAE women's ice hockey team, which is a really unique aspect. And so essentially, in one of our conversations with Miriam, she said that the friends that she made on the first day here at Lakehead are still in touch with her, even though they're on other sides of the world at this point. And that she thinks that being in Thunder Bay in that place and being in the city reinforces those social connections and bonds in a way that can't be done in busier cities. So it was great to hear that her connection to Thunder Bay and connection to her classmates or people that she met along her journey are still in touch with her on a regular basis. And then, of course, she mentioned that even on the busiest days on campus, she could unwind and walk around Lake Tamblyn, get some fresh air, all that sort of stuff. So it really speaks to the flexibility in terms of whether you need to leave your lecture hall after a long day and you need to just go outside, get some fresh air, get some sun, or if you're in your dorm room or maybe you live off campus, your access to nature and being able to de-stress is very accessible. On the more academic focus side, we also have an outstanding alumni from Bangladesh. So Mohammed is a Bachelor of Engineering Electrical Engineering graduate. He is a product engineer for Eaton. So when anyone asks sort of where he got his degree, he's very proud to say Lakehead. And so when he graduated high school, he had the dream of going to a large school, one of those namesake schools that are often used in Hollywood movies or that you hear as common terms. But then at Lakehead, he said that the professors paid really good attention to the students and that they knew everybody by their name. And so what we like to say here at Lakehead, and it is almost very often the case, is your professors by your final year are not using a student number to refer to you. You don't walk in with a number on your forehead or an ID that you have to show every time. They're going to know you by your first name. They'll maybe ask how your family's doing, how's life, that sort of stuff. They're going to get to know you and build that personal connection. And also, as we get into those final year courses, as class sizes start to come down in size slightly, you'll also start to build even more in-depth connections with your classmates. So that is going to be your support network. That is going to be the people that you can lean on in terms of if you need assistance studying for an exam or helping with a research project. Those are the people that you'll often go to. A lot of the projects that Mohammed also did in university as a team really came to the real world in real life as it played an important role in how he could succeed in that team environment. And so when in university, you are often being placed in those team environments and working with people that may have a different opinion, point of view, logic, strategy, whatever it might be, you might want to butt heads with them. You might have a different idea on how to approach something, but learning to work in that team environment will, in the long term, help you succeed in the career world where you will have to work in a team on a regular basis. And you will also have to work with people that are not just in the engineering field. You'll have to work in an interdisciplinary environment. And so Lakehead helped prepare Mohammed for his career field, essentially. So that does conclude our formal presentation on the Faculty of Engineering.
Thank you for checking out today's video. If you have any questions, you can always comment below. Stay connected and follow us on our social media channels to stay informed about upcoming webinars and get an insider sneak peek of Lakehead University. See you next time.